where we will have cautions today. You can see the two lines there. That is the restart zone. So we'll focus on that a lot now. And Ryan Blaney is up to speed. He wants to convert this pole into a victory. But Shane Van Gisbergen around the outside. Go bowling, and the Glen is underway. And it is on. Down to turn one. Blaney on the inside. Some lock-ups, but fairly clean thus far. Blaney trying to keep Van Gisbergen out. SVG wants that inside line, but Blaney's going to lead him up the hill the first time through the S's.
SVG with a smart decision right there on lap one. Could have kept it on the right side of Blaney, going up the S's. It gets very tight up there, and that was a good decision.
Chase Briscoe tucks in that 19. Ross Chastain right behind. This is the moment here where Van Gisbergen lost it a year ago. And that'll be firmly in his mind, Steve.
He said he relives it all the time, the mistake made, getting into that wall a little bit as they run wide off the carousel. Nothing really out of bounds. The only place you could shortcut would be the bus stop. Now into turn 6, the left-hander. Everyone kind of matching, minding their P's and Q's deeper in the field. AJ Allmendinger will jump to the left side of Bubba Wallace. That'll be a hard pass to make, though, now we have a battle right here. Hocevar and Kyle Busch side by side.
This will be interesting heading down to turn one. Hocevar's got the inside line. William Byron behind. Hocevar tucks in.
Oh, Byron jumps out of line, though. A little bit of momentum lost by the 77. We'll see if they can concede as we see the 54 as well inside the 22. People know, Jeff, 90 laps is just not a very long race.
Well, you don't want to lose track position, but giving up one spot is not going to end your day. You have to be smart this time of the race. You are battling for track position all the time, but like we saw with SVG on lap one, there's a time and a place, and one of those S's right now is really not the time. But that's going to change. It's going to get more aggressive.
It's pretty aggressive there, exiting the bus stop. This is good for Blaney because a year ago he got taken out in a lap one multi-car incident. He had to be held back to the garage area and didn't even stand a chance. Now he leads this race a year on.
Yeah, that record Blaney actually is what changed the damaged vehicle policy because he had very little damage to the exterior of his car when it broke the steering, which forced the retirement. In today's race, that would allow him to make mechanical changes and come back out of the race, although it being laps down.
Let's ride along with SVG. Coming to the start-finish line. Look on the left side of the racetrack. Great brake markers. That's really a visual indicator for the drivers to know when to start braking. Use all of the curb in turn one, accelerating. Look at the racetrack they use. All the way off the racetrack. Why? That sets you up to start the S's. That allows you to run straight up here, and that makes this corner much easier. You don't use all the racetrack. It really hurts your opportunity to carry all the speed down the back straightaway, well over 160 miles an hour already. Heavy braking zone, again, good braking marks. This right here is where SVG is so fast. He carries so much speed into the S's. Look how much ground he gained on Blaney in that one place of the racetrack. That's where his advantage is. But Steve, it is a very difficult place to make passes.
It is, and I think the carousel being that long withstanding corner, that's a little bit more comfortable for the over guys. And the over guys have been running here forever. Now we have a 90-degree left-hander. This has changed dramatically with the runoff to the right. Neither driver got to use it too much, but you can race now side by side. We actually saw SVG in a huge accident here in turn 7 yesterday at the Xfinity Series race.
Told me this morning he was a little sore after that because of the extent of the impact, but feeling pretty good and ready to go out and try and continue this amazing run that he's at. Chase Briscoe's off to a good start. Chastain, McDowell, Busch, Hocevar, William Byron, his teammate from Hendrick Motorsport, Alex Bowman tucked in right behind, and then Christopher Bell.
Nothing is amiss with the 5-car of Kyle Larson, whether he has no rear, no front, or maybe the pedal itself is just long. He was reporting a brake issue. Let's see what he does. Like right here, if he has no brakes, he's using some braking in that corner. It's obviously just not what he wants to do. We'll have to see if he brings it to pit road or if he try to ride it out. Remember, stage 1 comes to an end in 13 laps.
Frustrating weekend last weekend in Iowa for Larson, where he was getting hit by everything and everybody, and he was pretty unhappy about that. And then that frustration continues this weekend. So, led every lap has Ryan Blaney. He only ever led 2 laps here at the Glen up until today. So, what a contrast year on year. However, that mirror is full of that WeatherTech Chevrolet. A of Shane Van Gisbergen. Dave, tell us more about Larson.
He's made it to his pit stall lead. Can he bring the car to a stop? Gingerly, yes, he does. And you mentioned last week at Iowa, Cliff Daniels told me they've got that car home. It was destroyed in so many ways. But again, this weekend, mechanical issues for them. Steve, what would be your checklist as you hear the driver complaining about brakes?
Well, it's clear to me looking at just the helmets, and those aren't the normal tire changes. Those are the mechanics going over there right now. Reading his radio, he says he can pump the brake pedal up and get a pedal, but then when he steps on it, it slowly decreases like you're bleeding the brakes. That tells me they have some sort of fluid leak. It's not just air in the system, so that's what I'd be looking for, Dave. Much like these crew members are doing right now, looking underneath the hood, see if there's any fluid on either of the calipers. Nothing obvious, but this is going to be hard to diagnose. Probably a day ender at least to be competitive for the 5.
That's a tough one for the 5 team. Meanwhile, it's going great. If you're Ryan Blaney, out in front, led every lap.